Peace, Hotep, Amen, Ra, So Moy B, Ashe, Islam, Black Power, and power to the people. You are now rocking with QP the Preacher on Humanity Inc. videos. Welcome back to all my subscribers, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Today we're going to be talking about a guy named Wilhelm Reich, his study of the God spirit, how cultures founded by melanated beings knew this for thousands of years, and how the government used the God spirit to control the weather. Now, Wilhelm Reich was an Austrian doctor of medicine and a psychoanalyst. I think it's psychoanalyst. Well, anyway, he was a member of the second generation of analysts after Sigmund Freud. He was a brilliant but troubled psychoanalyst who had once been Freud's most promising student. He had enraged the Nazis and Stalinists, as well as the psychoanalytic community, medical and scientific communities. He had survived 2 world wars and fled to New York. He had become one of the most radical figures in the history of psychiatry. He shaped innovations such as body psychotherapy, biogenetic analysis, and primal therapy. This is all white people history, though. All this stuff, we already knew about it. Now, we already knew about electromagnetic grills of the earth, the pyramids, pole shift. Shit, we mapped out the pyramids with the stars, man. But back to this guy. His writings influenced generations of intellectuals. Because of him, the phrase "the sexual revolution" was coined. The basis of Wilhelm Reich's belief system was that energy produced by orgasms was an all-purpose cure for humanity's ills, whether physical, mental, or societal. It's said that he used organ energy to cure cancer in patients. This is important because organ energy is electromagnetic. And one of the causes of cancer is electromagnetic radiation. He tried to reconcile psychoanalysis with Marxism, arguing that neurosis is rooted in sexual and socio-economic conditions, and in particular in the lack of what he called orgastic potency. This is important because it's important that he thought neurosis was rooted in sexual and societal conditions, because they push us melanated indigenous people into socio-economic conditions all around the world so they can manipulate our negative energy. All right, so you need to know that. You need to really understand that. So Wilhelm Reich, he visited patients in their home to see how they lived, and he took to the streets in a mobile clinic promoting adolescent sexuality and the availability of contraceptives, abortion, and divorce, a provocative message in the Catholic Austria. From the 1930s, he became an increasingly controversial figure. And from 1932 until his death in 1957, all his work was self-published because the scientific community didn't want to have nothing to do with him. They didn't really understand the work that he was doing. And I'm not saying I agree with his methods. I'm just saying that they didn't understand what he was saying. I mean, they still have a hard time today balancing the masculine and the feminine energy. This is a masculine-based society, right? And women are placed on the bottom. They just now getting to understand that. But Wilhelm Reich, he was obsessed with the sexuality of youth. So you need to know that. There was things saying that he maybe was abused as a child. But the highest form of energy is sexual energy. It's creative force. It's our creative force. And children, being most recently entered into this physical realm, they have the God spirit highest within them. All right. Now, Wilhelm Reich, his message of sexual liberation disturbed the psychoanalytic community, and his thing called veggie therapy, in which he used he massaged his disrobed patients to dissolve their masculine or more. I guess he can masturbated them. But this created different taboos all across the science community. He moved to New York in 1939 to escape the Nazis. And when he got here, shortly after, that's when he actually coined the term organ. He got this term from orgasm or organism. Organ is a biological energy, he said. He had discovered, and he said that other people called it God. Duh. Again, something we already knew. I call this the God spirit, the energy that exists within all of us, the energy that exists within nature and objects, material and immaterial. Is all throughout the universe. Is what you breathe, your thoughts, your feelings. Isn't everything. It's how we manifest our destiny. But you heard what I said though. He said that other people called it God. We've known about this for thousands of years. Shoot, he discovered this in the 1940s, man. The Nation of Islam was founded in the 1930s. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad often taught about these godlike scientists who was creating shit. Come on, man. Come on. Do your history, man. Do your history. The Egyptians knew this, the Sumerians, the Mayans, and many more. We built structures on key positions of the Earth's electromagnetic grid, mapping it out with the stars, tapping into the orgone energy of the planet, of the people on the planet, and the people in the universe. With this power, we could have manifest things on a grandiose scale. Orgone is the universal life force, the basic building block of all organic and inorganic material on the planet and the universe. Orgone is also known as things like the God spirit, which I call it. Is known as prana, life force, chi, and mana. Prana is sacred. It's from the Sanskrit, from India, from Hinduism. It means primary energy, sometimes translated into the breath or vital force, though it is actually something more. Prana is not only the basic life force, it is the original creative power. It is the master form of all energy, working at every level of being. Pranayama is the control of breath. Prana means breath. Ayama means control. So pranayama means the control of breath. This is a Hindu philosophy. We are talking about yoga, tantra, and Tibetan medicine. There are no written records of when prana was discovered, although many consider the earliest reference of prana and pranayama to be found in the Hindu religious text, the Chandogya Upanishad. And that's dated back to 3000 BC. 3000 BC. That's over 5,000 years ago. Okay? So peep game. These people, they only discovered this in the 1900s. You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand how it is that people who are just discovering this stuff in today, that we're actually following them, and we've been so brainwashed that they actually know what's right. That's like letting your 2-year-old run your house. Matter of fact, go let your 2-year-old pay your bills. See how that happens, man. See if you still got power, man. See if you still got gas. See if you still got a home to live in. Right? That's like letting your 2-year-old run your home. We still following these people. People that only found out that about all the planets in the 1600s, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Wait. Then we have mana. Mana is a supernatural force or power in the culture of the Melanesians and Polynesians. The force is ascribed to spirits, persons, or objects and describes the possession of power rather than the being of the source of power. It can either be a force of good or evil. You have manna from the Bible, which God provided the Israelites as a symbolic edible substance. I said symbolic. During their travels in the desert during the 40-year period following the Exodus and prior to the conquest of Canaan. Manna appears 3 times in the Quran, in 257, in 7:160, and in 280. In the Hadiths, it states the Prophet Muhammad said truffles are a part of the manna which Allah sent the people of Israel through Musa, and its juice is a medicine for the eye. The eye that they're talking about is the pineal gland, the third eye. Now, people have been superstitious about the third eye, saying it's the evil eye. But that's our knowledge, man. It's our history. The God spirit can be transformed into, used, manipulated for positive or negative energy. The evil eye is just that God spirit. It's just us using our power for negative energy. This system is created in negative environments to use our negative God spirit. The evil eye, aka deadly orgone energy. We gotta wake up, man. We are fighting a war on multiple levels. It's not just a physical war. We gotta wake up. And we fighting a war in multiple dimensions. We think that what's going on outside is what's going on outside. We so busy worried about our Starbucks and our Mercedes Benz. It's bigger than that. Now, in traditional Chinese culture, qi is believed to be a vital force forming part of any living entity. It translates into air and figuratively as material energy, life force, or energy flow, a balance of yin and yang, positive and negative. Excuse me. Electromagnetic energy which flows through everything in creation. You hear what I'm saying, right? And you hear what I'm saying. So chi can possibly be described as electromagnetic phenomenon, as a form of light energy, as a form of bioelectromagnetic energy or electricity. And same thing with chi. It's been discovered thousands of years ago. Yeah, we follow a society that just figured out the God spirit less than 100 years ago. Yo, homie, something is wrong. Something's wrong here. But I'm gonna keep going though. In 1940, Wilhelm Reich, he constructed the first device to accumulate orgone energy. The accumulator was actually nothing more than an enormous wooden box lined with metal and steel wool. Reich believed that he had created the power to harness orgone energy from the atmosphere. He believed with this power he could rid patients of all physical and mental problems. Even people like Kurt Cobain tried out the accumulator. Now, the accumulator came to the attention of the Food and the Drug Administration. They basically served him a subpoena, but he refused to have it tested for them. Basically, he said that I'm not gonna go to court. My work speaks for itself. But Reich had been on the federal radar since his arrival in the States back before World War II. The FBI had a file on him that was over 700 pages long and had put him under secret surveillance due to his membership in the Communist Party. Now, Reich had mental issues, and they came into question a lot during his life. I don't know if it's true or not, and I really don't care. You know, that's not what's most important. Most important is about his work. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. So comment below after you done some more research on Reich, and then let me know what y'all think. Like in the early 1954, he came to believe that the planet was under attack by UFOs, something that he called energy alphas. He was convinced that UFOs were poisoning humans with radiation, which could only be combated by harnessing the power of orgons. This is in 1940s, and we know today in 2020 that they use radiation against us. Our food, our technology, everything that we use right now is built backwards. Built backwards with purpose. Take us away from the organic, take us away from the universe, take us away from our God spirit. It's built backwards. Yeah, we can have computers, but the way that they function is not conducive to us. But I'm gonna keep going though. He claims that him and his son fought an energetic war in Arizona against these negative energies. Right now, Arizona has been a hotbed for UFO sightings for decades. That's beside the point. What is important is the weapon he built to fight them. The weapon is called the Cloud Buster. The Cloud Buster is a set of hollow tubes pointing to the sky and earth by the connection of water. It can supposedly form or disperse. So it can create or disperse clouds and cause or prevent rain. It can make it rain or it can stop it from raining. This is important. Like 1940s, man. This is when they discovered it. And keep going. Reich's theories attracted considerable media attention. In 1953, blueberry farmers in Maine offered to pay Reich if he could end a drought that threatened the crop. Reich set up the Cloudbuster and operated it for just over an hour. The next morning, it started raining, and the crop was saved. You'll check out part 2 of this video of the reenactment. The link is either up here or it's going to be in the description, so just check it out. Now, the court had ordered Reich to stop selling his accumulator machines. Reich ignored the order And because of that, he was sentenced to 2 years in 1957. Was sentenced to 2 years in prison. He supposedly died in prison 8 months into his sentence in November of that year. I think the government kidnapped him and forced him to make the HAARP machine. But bottom line, the elite learned how to control the weather from his research. They manipulate our God spirit, our prana, our chi, our mana, our organ energy. They manipulate it. Put us in these negative social conditions, these environments all over the planet, every continent. They take the negative energy and they use it against us. They take our God spirit, they use it against us. All the problems on this planet are because of us. We have the power to change the world, man. The entire world. The power lies with us. We keep blaming the Caucasians for all our problems, the white man this and the white man that. Those are our children. They just got here on this planet. This is us. It's our home. We gotta take our home back. I don't notice how most of these natural disasters, they only in melanated countries. We have to learn how to use our God spirit to our benefit again. Not their benefit, our benefit. We gotta take control. We wear the pants in this relationship. We are God body. We are part of the God spirit that is the universe. We have the power of God within all of us. We were created in his image, and we can create anything we want. We can manifest anything we want. God, Allah, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. This is God body. Don't forget, man. Like, subscribe, share this video. Check out the other links in the description. This is QP the Preacher. I'm out. Peace.